You are!
There it is.
Hell yeah, boss!
Oh, hey!
Oh, yeah!
Good morning and welcome to episode 1302 of Hard Factor. It is Tuesday, September 26th, 2023. Thank you for cheating on the news with us. 80-ish% accuracy guaranteed on this podcast. Follow, like, and set to auto download if you don't mind. Today, we've got good liars in Pennsylvania and the poker world, Nazi celebrations in Canada, crêpes to the face in Australia, plastic surgery, and Wes has a mystery box for us to close it out. And Wes, without further ado, please let us know how you're doing after the hailstorm, because your car.
I mean, hey, you know, yeah, my car's not doing well, but I'm doing fine.
You didn't take my 10-minute warning seriously.
No, you know what's funny is you
wait, what? I saw that. Yeah, I saw in the group text that Mark said he had sent you a warning. So what happened there? Yeah.
Well, so first of all, Mark sent a warning and it said gold-sized hail, and I just thought, I was like, why is he warning? Yeah, I was like, why is he warning?
Gold-sized
warning me about gold-sized hail?
What's the one thing that hail size is compared to?
Don't know. Don't
autocorrect.
Right. I know.
What's your favorite sport?
But I was like,
gold ball.
By that time,
gold size.
I looked at the radar and it looked like it was going to pass me. In fact, I even sent Mark a text being like, I think we missed it.
Yeah, a cocky text 5 minutes later being like, it missed me. Yeah,
missed me.
For those who don't know, Wes is Mr. Radar. Like, he's got that radar on him because, you know, the photography and whatnot. So,
I figured it was a moot point. I figured he knew, but I was off, and I was like, I felt guilty because I'm like sitting here eating Costco ribs and mashed potatoes, drinking wine, and I'm getting interrupted by the Sunday night football game with a meteorologist telling me that Wes is about to get destroyed. So I was like, I should text him, right, Allie, to my wife, and she goes, I don't know. And I was like, no, I should text him. She was like, but he doesn't even have a garage, so he's fucked either way. I was like, but he has like dogs and a kid. Like, if they're outside, they could get concussed. Like, let me text him.
So it was bad enough where Mark went out of his way on his day off.
And I appreciate that. Yeah.
Say, hey, you know, there's some gold-sized hail coming.
Gold hail's coming your way.
I was like, sweet.
Wes just goes, all right. Wait, so you looked at the radar and
go get a bucket.
Nah, it's gonna pass me. All right. And then it didn't pass you. Do you want to have the video, or if everybody hasn't seen it, just go to Instagram. It's on all the social medias. Wes's car got destroyed. I mean, you explain it, Wes.
After he said it missed him, 5 minutes later, he texted me a picture of a gold ball sized hail. I was like, uh-oh.
He's
like, uh-oh. And then the rest of the text got progressively darker.
It's almost gold size.
Yeah.
It was baseball size. Yeah, one of them was like the size of his hand.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
Dude, there was definitely baseball-sized hail in parts. I don't know if we got close to base. It was way bigger than golf ball, that's for sure. But yeah, it was like, it was cool at first. Like, my son was watching a movie together, right. And then it was like, hey, look at the hail. It's like little like, you know, little like gold nugget sized hail. And I was like, oh, this is cool.
And then every car alarm in the neighborhood went off and you heard screaming.
Well, then it just got bigger and bigger and bigger. And then my son was like, close the door.
Oh shit.
And then scary. And then he was like, Dad, your window just got shattered. And I was like, oh fuck. And I'm like when it started getting bigger, I'm thinking I'm smart. So I go on safelight.com. I'm like, I'm gonna need someone to come out and repair a chip in my windshield tomorrow. And then it just smashed the windshield. And then by the time it was over and I could get a good look at it, you saw the video. My car is totaled. I mean, dents everywhere, rear view mirrors smashed off, handles smashed off, 3 windows gone.
I saw a TikTok from East Austin being like, here's every single car in Austin's totaled. It was just like a robot voice in a video of driving by every car on the street totaled. Yeah.
You got lucky though. You said this morning that you got towed in before they stopped accepting cars because like, it was so bad. So many cars in Austin got destroyed.
Probably 300,000 cars totaled. Yeah,
dude, it is insane. Yeah, I woke up at like 6 and called a tow truck company because I knew, and luckily the guy was right down the street. Like some dude, just some like really nice dude. And he's like, I'll come right now. And I was like, please do. He only charged me $50 for the tow because he found out that he was an independent contractor. He towed it to this collision place. And then they called me later and like, Yeah, well, you're lucky that guy dropped it off before hours because we would have told him to turn right the fuck around. But now that you're here, you're good. So
Right. Yeah, you got in before the storm.
Yeah, I got in before anyone came to work.
Cars.
We've all lived in Austin, like Will's lived in Austin, Pat lived in Austin, Wes and I are still here. We've heard about this gold ball-sized hail, but we've never witnessed it until Wes decided to move up north, which is where you usually tend to get this type of hail. Now, you have to worry about the shootings, but he's got the.
I'm learning that Round Rock gets some really bad weather.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Hail. Oh, hail. Yeah. But it sounded like a bunch of fucking elves on my roof with hammers.
And nobody parks because it's not a cold place. Nobody parks in garages in Austin, Texas.
Well, I didn't know.
So, do you have a garage? Is that even a possibility?
No, my house is so small that they converted the garage into the dining room. So I don't have a garage. Many people in the street do not have garages, and most people, like you said, they don't even Texas, they don't park in their garage.
But I mean, you would need a heavy duty
car cover,
like a real nice one to avoid that damage. Yeah,
it was insane.
My wife, who also has a Kia with the lane assist function that she loves, was like, "Oh, he didn't park it in the garage," and so I needed to ask. But
nope, no garage over here, buddy.
I was trying to give him a 10-minute warning to build a garage.
Yeah,
but no, my wife's like, "Don't even bother. He's got no garage."
My neighbor said,
"She's kind of right.
Deal with it."
She's kind of right because like what was he gonna do? Where
you know what I could have done is like
somewhere.
I would have if in the ideal
would have to
situation,
stay in the car.
I would have gotten my car, driven to like a gas station. And or there's a car wash at 7-Eleven. I thought about this way too late. I wish I would have driven into the car wash, parked there maybe. But you know, I didn't do any of that.
Yeah. What could go wrong trapped in the car wash during one of the worst hailstorms of the year?
But like my neighbor, my poor neighbor, he's got this like old school Expedition. He's out there washing it every day. He just got a paint job on it. He loves this fucking car, and it is total, just like mine. I mean, he was like beside himself. I mean,
at least your car is not your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, hey, look, we weren't driving. Nobody got hurt. It's just
insurance.
Insurance. Unfortunately, insurance. It's a brand new car, so I'm gonna get fucked because the value has decreased significantly. Yeah. Since I drove it off.
It cost you a couple grand with the rental instead of 20, though, right?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, things could be a lot worse. So
it sucks, but
it sucks. But people have it a lot worse. So
crazy. That's the first time we've seen it.
Wild hail, gold size hail, first time.
I just retweeted the show. Let's go.
Let's go. Yeah, I'm not gonna do it today.
Nothing kills Pat's boners like a cute shortstop from Middle America screaming "Let's go" at the Little League World Series.
Well, it was funny because I was, after last night's show, I was on the on hold at Hertz trying to get a rental car, and their hold music is Hertz. Let's go. Let's go. They just keep repeating it. It's let's go.
Let's go.
Like that's it.
Get in the gold lane.
That's their slogan. Let's go.
Well, obviously, that's our slogan.
I hear that over and over while I was on hold.
I'm gonna give you a let's go break today, but I am gonna torture you and Pat when you're both
probably
let's go's probably.
Yeah. Well, I'm with you. I think we should get a let's go t-shirt up in the store.
Everybody's going.
It'll sell.
Yeah. Backstreet Boys, let's go.
Backstreet Boys, let's go. Yeah. So. All right, but one listener reached out and asked for my Venmo, to give me money, and I was like, dude, that's such a nice gesture, but I got insurance, so thank you everyone who, voiced condolences.
I offered one of my cars to Wes so he didn't have to get a rental, but he refused because he said you need it for Uber Eatsing, which I did today. Yep. So in your honor, I Uber Eatsed. I wasn't lazy. Yeah.
Noble.
Yeah. No need for both of us to lose money.
Right.
Very honorable of both you gentlemen.
Yeah.
But not in Austin anymore, but you could.
You gotta look out. Friends gotta look out for each other. If you need that car later, if your rental car sucks, you let me know.
Yeah. Yep. It's gonna be a Ford Focus or equivalent. I said, give me the cheapest fucking car you got.
You really get to see.
You gotta get a picture of yourself in that thing.
You don't really know the different types of cars until you rent, and you're like, oh, I ordered the standard, and then it's like, yeah, this is the standard.
Of course, I can't talk. I drive around a Kia Forte when my wife took my car today. I can barely fit in the thing.
Yeah, it's like driving around in a pinata with wheels.
Right, exactly.
Probably I must look.
ridiculous when I get out of it. Like it's
Yeah.
it's like I'm the stuffing inside of a stuffed animal, like popping out.
Like a history
'cause
teacher.
The seam broke when the door opens. Like
boy,
how
I
does
hope
that
there's
fit
no
in there?
gold-sized hail coming when I'm in this car because this is gonna crush me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's do
crazy.
some news.
Heads close there. We haven't come up with a name for this one yet. 3 Guys, 1 Pod was a decent one, but we still need the macho sound clip. Mega Powers. We'll figure it out. I've got a really big story, and I'm gonna tell us about our sponsor today. After that, so
I'd love
guys
you to
mind
go
if I just
first.
go
Then.
ahead and
Yeah, I'd love you to
go
just
ahead
do
and
that.
take this off. So I'm going to talk about international political madness today. We covered Senator Goldbars in the USA yesterday. And as wild as that was, it doesn't hold a candle to what's been happening in Canada and Australia recently with politics. And first up, in Canada, the Speaker of Parliament in Canada's House of Commons, his name is Anthony Rota, has formally apologized for organizing not one, but two standing ovations for a former Nazi in Ukraine during World War II, 98-year-old Yaroslav Hunka. And this was
so
Ottawa.
Nice they did it twice.
Yeah. Oh no, he's so honorable. Speaking of the honor that you guys were sharing with the cars, Yaroslav Hunka, former Nazi. He's so honorable. They had to stand for him twice at a Canadian Parliament in Ottawa last Friday. And it sounds like I'm making that up because it sounds so unbelievable, but it's not. I'm not. It's real. Check it out. Here's the clip.
A standing ovation for a Ukrainian veteran of the Second World War.
I was like, this is surprising.
Who fought the Ukrainian independence against the Russians and continues to support the troops today, even at his age of 98.
We're going.
Oh, he fought the Russians in World War
Invited by
II?
House Speaker Anthony Rota to witness Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky's address to Parliament, Yaroslav Hunka is one of his constituents.
He's a Ukrainian hero, a Canadian hero, and we thank him for all his service.
That was the jubilant scene Friday. Now, new details
I
have
wouldn't say
emerged
jubilant,
about
that's a
that
little
war service
offensive.
MPs applauded. Hunka served in the 1st Galician Division, a voluntary unit commanded by the Nazis.
The unit is
volunteered for the
complicit in
Nazis.
the Holocaust.
This Jewish human rights campaigner says there's no defending former soldiers like Hunka.
You swore allegiance to Hitler, and you were involved with the massacre of civilians. So it doesn't matter if you try and claim that you were defending against communism. You were still involved with the Nazi war machine.
Yeah, fair, right?
In
Fair.
particular, Jewish communism.
You see the way he was
Hated
shaking his fist at all the Jews in the audience.
He was so excited
You
about
sit
being
down.
honored.
You don't-
Here's the stats on Hunka's Nazi unit, fellas. As Mark pointed out, they volunteered. Yes, they were declared war criminals at the Nuremberg trials with the rest of the Nazis at the end of World War II. They're called the Waffen SS. So, you've heard of the SS. Well, this is the Waffen SS, the 14th Grenadier Division. There were Nazi volunteers, like Mark pointed out there. So they did.
That's the worst. The worst type of Nazis,
join.
the ones that just jump in without it being asked.
Gotta get in on this.
They didn't want to be communists with the USSR, but they did want to be Nazis, mostly from Ukraine, and they wore a blue and yellow lion patch to distinguish themselves from the greater Nazi cause to take over the world and eliminate all Jewish people and
That
other
was a
ethnic
racist
minorities from existence. So,
Yeah, it's tough
Yaroslav
when these guys are like 98 and frail and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But you can't forgive them for what they've done.
But Wes, if he could
check him out, you can check out his background.
If he could get inside a 25-year-old's body, he'd be smashing some Jews, though. You know what I mean?
Oh, if he could go back, yeah, no problem.
Come on.
Anyways, here's Canada's Speaker of Parliament, Anthony Rota. Again, this is the guy that organized it, holding hands with old Yaroslav Hulka Hands himself, former Nazi, in the halls of Canadian Parliament. Just a lovely scene, just loving it up before they gave him the double standing ovation. And Canada, I didn't know this, even has a memorial to these particular Nazis in Oakville, Canada. Very strange.
A memorial to Nazis.
Yeah.
Is it a
these
joke? Do you get?
particular ones.
Is it like one of those things where you get to go and hit it with a bat for 2 minutes, like to let your anger out?
No, it got defaced with the word Nazi, as you'd expect at some point, and that made the news. But I have no idea why they have it. It's such a lovely scene up there that Justin Trudeau, Canadian Prime Minister, says it's embarrassing for all Canadians, and then he kind of tried to blame it on Russian propaganda, which was weird. And then the Canadian Liberal Party is trying to get all records of this happening at all deleted from the record of Canadian Parliament. As you can, I mean, understandable why they'd want to get rid of it. But,
I understand. Yeah, I get it.
Right.
Can you put the picture back up of those guys?
Of them hugging, holding
just,
hands.
well, just like the guy. Yeah. So live comment from Jim S. He said, "Nice napkin ass shirt, nerd."
His shirt, yeah, dude. Canada has, and their judge is looking insane too. Canada has the weirdest political outfits.
Learned a lot about Canada these past few years,
Looks
and
like
how
a pilgrim kind
how
of
dark they are up there. Just
like a pilgrim waiter. Yeah, you're right, Wes. I mean, they've got the murder booths and whatever else. I mean,
they got the indigenous slaughtering.
Yeah, the more you learn about Canada, the worse it gets, right?
Yeah.
We all thought they were nice. They kill all the indigenous people.
Yeah, the onions
got
being
Nazis.
killed back.
Yeah, they're killing homeless people.
Yeah. This one's
going
bad.
on?
Yeah. This one's really bad. The speaker has
Why do we keep
apologized.
giving them passes on all this?
I don't know, 'cause we're worse.
They're running out, Mark.
Yeah, we are worse, definitely.
What'd you say, Wes?
Is it because we're worse?
Yeah, we're bad.
Yeah, we're pretty
We're
bad.
bad. We're bad. I don't think that we've done a double standing O for a Nazi in Congress before. I think that's Canada on their own there for that one. Of course, I haven't been around. I've only been around since 1985, so I'm not sure.
I'm sure we've applauded some pretty bad.
I feel like
people
we
in Congress
stopped
back
earlier
the
in
day.
Canada.
Certainly, NASA's got a lot of them in there.
Canada
Right.
not only stopped LEAP, but they added the new homeless people suicide thing recently. So I mean, like,
Yeah, they're
still
kind of going. They're upping it.
Yeah,
They're upping it. It's bad optics, and I'm still wondering, why the Speaker of the Canadian Parliament is so into old Nazis in the first place, right? Like that's still that wasn't explained. He apologized a lot. Trudeau says it's embarrassing and Russian propaganda a lot. Zelensky was there cheering this guy on from Ukraine. Trudeau's there cheering this guy on. Like, how was the Waffen SS alum recruited by the Speaker of Parliament and then cheered on by all these world leaders?
Everyone
No real explanation.
Everyone that shook that 98-year-old's hands, Hufkin, he's like, come here. He's like, you're not a Jew, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah. He said some creepy stuff.
A lot of closeted Nazis out there. It's kind of crazy.
Too many.
He asked them to wheel him away from anybody with black hair.
Yeah, you see in the other picture, you see he's in this courthouse thing. You see in the other picture, he's pointing to a name tag that's clearly a Jewish name of a judge, and he's just pointing at it. Who is this?
They should prank him and just
Goldstein
joking on something.
Yeah. Have a black guy come up behind them and just put it on their shoulders. They should prank him.
Yeah,
I mean, we're not great here. But...
Ishmael and Trayvon are going to give you the awards.
What do you think about that, Yaroslav? Yeah, that would be better than what they did, which was give him 2 standing ovations in Canadian Parliament. So they're kind of grappling with that one, being pro-Nazi Canada all of a sudden.
Not a good look.
No, it's not.
Wish they could take it back,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, they've said it. They wish they could take it back 1 billion times already, but they can't. So it's...
Should have given them 1 ovation, not 2, right? 2 was a bit rubbing salt in the wound there a little bit.
You want to go for 3 for Holka?
Yeah. Let's hear it for Holka. Come on, everybody. Trudeau paints his face black. Starts doing the Zig Hail. All right. I mean, it almost had it seemed like it was about to break out like that in Canada. They need to get it under control. But again, they have all said they're sorry and they apologize. I think that's all. I think that's that on the double standing O for the Nazi and Canadian Parliament. And this episode was brought to you by Diet Smoke. We'd like to introduce to you a brand new sponsor for many of you. I've tried Diet Smoke before, though, because it's incredible. Diet Smoke is the premier source for THC products. Fantastic stuff. As you can see, I've opened and tried all of the things they sent me. I liked all of them. I really loved the flavor of the cherry. I think is the cherry flavor. Very nice. It's good. I think it's legal everywhere. It's hemp derived. It's with a wide range of strengths and doses. Diet Smoke promises you'll find the perfect product for you. Whether you want something strong to unwind, which I think is like the black package. I love those. A boost of energy to keep you going, or a lighter option for a mellow high, Diet Smoke is for you. They understand everyone is different, which is why they're dedicated to helping you find the right match. Their customer service team will be by your side, guiding you along the way. Diet Smoke has THC gummies, drinks, and smokables, each one made to deliver a premium balance of flavors and effects. Don't settle for less. Join the Diet Smoke community and discover the buzz for yourself. Visit dietsmoke.com today and use code HARDFACTOR for 50% off any item, and enjoy your journey to cannabis bliss. Diet Smoke, your perfect partner in finding the perfect THC products. And that's dietsmoke.com, code HARDFACTOR for 50% off any item. Very delicious stuff.
Did you say 50?
50, half off, Mark. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Pretty good.
Well, that's worth a try, right?
Yeah,
Half
not
off.
bad.
Yeah. Okay.
Want me to go?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm still confused with the percentage off, so I'm not ready.
Okay. All right. You're not ready?
So you go.
Okay. Guys, remember, like, I think as far as like 2004, this started being reported about the Chinese man Feng Jian, who sued his wife because she had plastic surgery without telling him, or before she met him, and then she produced like ugly children. Remember that?
I do. Yeah, I remember. I remember the story. I think we talked about it.
Oh my
right?
God.
We did.
This show. Yeah.
We
So
did
she
talk
looks
about it.
she looks like that, but she changed. And
Yeah, and then this is a picture of like
I
ugly
shouldn't be
children.
laughing. Oh my God, you bastard, Wes.
I know. It's fucking well. Look. So it's
Why is there another ugly kid?
yeah. He said the story said that when the daughter
But
came
they're
out,
cute.
that
The kids are cute.
right. Well, it's also fake. It's been proven that
Okay.
it was a big hoax.
Okay.
And
It's like one of those ugly dogs that's so ugly it's cute.
exactly.
Kids were. Yeah.
The kids.
Kids were.
Yeah.
So
She was hideous. The old picture of her when she was an adult.
Yeah.
She looked
The
awful.
original of her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
the doctor did numbers on her.
You
100,000.
got to feel bad for that woman, right?
Yeah.
The before picture woman.
Yeah.
I don't blame her. You know,
I don't blame her either.
Yeah.
She got the money.
Well-
She looks like that. Go for it.
She did get the. She so she did get.
Yeah.
the-
How much of it's fake? All of it?
I think all of it's fake.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I do believe this woman actually got plastic surgery that I'm showing you. But
she didn't become the other woman.
I don't think that he sued her, or they were even married. So I think the only thing that's real about this picture, about the story, is the before and after of this woman.
And then they just showed an attractive Chinese couple that had ugly kids.
I mean,
Yeah,
look at
where
how
did they
similar
find the
all
kids?
these kids look. I think they're photoshopped with the same face. I mean, they all look identically. Like, look at the noses. Come on.
Yeah, it's like they've been stretched. Or
Yeah.
The ears, even the one kid has like elf ears. They gave him.
Yeah. And it was reported that the doctor or this guy won $120,000 because he married her under false pretenses, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I looked at Snopes. I looked it up. It seems like it was a big hoax. But soon enough, this is going to become a reality because the uptick in people from Japan and China and other countries traveling to South Korea, which is like the epicenter of plastic surgery in the world right now, a lot because South Koreans are getting more and more plastic surgery than any other nation in the country. A lot of it has to do with the pop culture, the BTK phenomenon over there, the pop singers. People want to change their appearance to look like these people, and these doctors are awesome. South Korean doctors are at the top of their game when it comes to surgery, so people are flocking there, and it's cheaper, right, than doing it in America, especially. So
Like
especially
Brazilian
people,
butt lift. It's accepted South Korean something else now.
but it's mainly facial reconstruction. So check out these before and afters. These are real women who went to South
Korean
Korea.
pop face.
Yeah, the South Korean pop face. Here's one. I mean, you can tell what they're going for. They just want to
they're
look
just
like
going for smalling it, everything, making
Prettier,
everything smaller.
prettier, better. Yeah, this one for
exactly.
just
But
better.
what's
It's better
happening?
to make my face better, you know?
Yeah, make me look better. I need
Hey,
a
can you just
husband.
take my body and then shave off all the fat? That'd
Yeah.
be great.
Yeah. Take away these round cheeks.
Make me desirable.
Right. Exactly. I want to fool
Yeah,
somebody.
but that's plastic surgery, right? So they're doing the whole deal. They're doing the,
Yeah.
the whole
And
whole
hey,
point,
look.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, look, if you're not happy with yourself and, do whatever you're going to do. But it's what's hilarious is it's causing these drastic transformations when they go into the country from China, Japan, they have a passport picture. And when they leave, they look completely different. So customs people at the airports are losing their minds because of all these people that look completely different than their passport pictures when they're leaving South Korea. One airport officer at the Hongqiao airport, this Shanghai officer Chen Tao told Daily News, after they took out their huge hats and sunglasses following our request, we saw them look different with bandages, stitches here and there. We had to compare the uncorrected parts with their photos very carefully, he added. So
Is that what he said?
yes, he's like word for word. That's exactly what he said.
That was the quote.
That was the quote.
Oh wow.
So he's losing his mind.
They're just detaining a bunch of pretty women.
Yeah, Chen Tao is
Way
losing
too
his
pretty.
mind. You look nothing like a picture.
No, this picture is very ugly.
Yeah. What are you trying to pull here? So what's happening is the hospitals and these plastic surgeons are now having to give plastic surgery certificates for visitors, and these certificates include the details of like the passport number, the length of their stay, and the hospital seal. So when they go back and they look nothing like their passport picture, they don't get detained at customs by Officer Chen, who's beside himself, and they can get back home. Yeah. Officer Chen is having a
He
bad
just
time.
can't believe it. Yeah.
And again, South Korea, 1 in 77 people in South Korea now go in for plastic surgery. 20% of women aged 19.
LA.
Yeah, 20% of age women 19 to 49 have had plastic surgery.
Wow,
and
1 in 5.
yeah, it's crazy. So it's like the epicenter of modern plastic surgery because they do such a fantastic job with these ugly Asian women.
Yeah. If anyone's offended by Wes's excellent accent, he has a half Asian child, so he's allowed to do it.
I can do that.
Right.
My son's
Pretty
half
much,
Chinese.
Yep.
If one of
It also
Will or I
excuses our
do it,
laughs at it, excuses everything. So
Will or I, you can be mad at us, but
Yeah.
but
But
put in the hard yards for
that's
that
right.
accent.
That's right.
Yeah.
Dealt with a few Asians to be able to do that accent.
He said to hear that accent yelling at him.
Yeah. So anyway, pretty funny. That's I the funniest thing is Chen Tao having to deal with all this.
Yeah, not again.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's also crazy because I mean, you
Here
gotta
we
think
go
AI.
again.
Yeah.
You are not you. You not you.
Off books plastic surgeries are going to become like expensive in the future when people want to like fake their deaths or something, like because you're gonna have to fool the AI somehow, right? And they're gonna have surveillance everywhere.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's part of it is that the AI can't recognize their faces anymore, and yeah, like you said, with that becoming more prominent, it's AI can't do that surgery.
So how do they give it to them, Wes? It's like they have to have proof of the surgery they're getting, and then like before and after photos like from the surgeon or something.
They have to like it's like a whole packet they give you when you leave the hospital, which
and then he like stamps it every page.
It's like it's like a video. Here I am cutting into her face. Look, she's still ugly.
Right. Yeah. So, but I mean, I know it takes a while to recover from these like drastic plastic surgeries. So
how are they flying right away?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a couple months for something
painful
like this. Like this is drastic.
Yeah. So that's
it's gonna hurt to smile for a couple.
That's
weeks.
a famous one right here. Bulls Deep Hook says that's Yenny Parks, North Korea. So she was. I'm sure she got the plastic surgery in South Korea, right?
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's what the article picture was. So anyway, pretty hilarious.
No, I just knew it was a famous. I was like, who is that person?
Yeah. That's a good one.
Sure. Yeah, it's a good example.
Yeah. There you go.
About it. So today I have two, and they're both kind of the same, but we'll split them up. It's a new segment for you called "Good Liars." So we'll be talking about some good liars.
If you want. Okay.
I'll go
They
back
go
to back.
together.
Fuck it. I'm going to go back to back then.
Whatever.
And guess what? GoFundMe, those cocksuckers may have got one right this time, finally.
Okay.
Guys. Yeah. They're actually doing the right thing. And 37-year-old aspiring poker champion Ryan Mercer, he set up a GoFundMe to raise the $10,000 for the buy-in to get into the World Series of Poker main event in Las Vegas. You know, we're all familiar with that. It's gotten bigger ever since Chris Moneymaker, you know, it exploded. And now it's $10,000 buy-in. You can win like 15 million or whatever the fuck it is now. 100, all the celebrities play, the athletes play.
Weeks long.
Everyone wants to get in the main event. There's also 75 circuit events at the, you know, you can win a bracelet now, right?
Yeah. Charity or gamble, though? It's important. Like, is he saying you buy a stake of my ticket, or is he saying this is charity?
It's charity. He asked for the money by saying this would be his last chance at winning the coveted main event bracelet, as he is dying of terminal cancer. But turns out he was bluffing.
Oh, that's a bad one.
No cancer.
Whoa, buddy.
Zero cancer.
Good bluff though. They didn't find out until he had raised 50 grand. So he's not a bad poker player, just a bad person.
In Vegas, like pounding margaritas and smoking cigs on the.
Oh yeah, he was just practicing his bluffs, right? It got so bad that the Bellagio got in on it and offered him like a free super duper suite during his stay.
No, you got to turn back.
And a former poker player that has a chronic deathly illness gave him 2,500, and he's like, "Go get him, Ryan."
Oh no, you got a cancer patient giving you money?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to turn back, right? Once you get that big, like you got to know that you're gonna get caught. So
that's when you go full steam ahead.
You can't.
Is that what he did? Is that what?
He did? Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Okay.
He didn't give up, but eventually Mercer did get caught, and he admitted he lied. But he said that he would not be refunding anyone, giving them their money back or anything for the fake stage 4 colon cancer he said he'd had in his GoFundMe, because even though that was made up, he does believe he has undiagnosed breast cancer, but but that wouldn't have, saying that he has undiagnosed breast cancer wouldn't have gotten the money in the GoFundMe, right? Like, it's not as convincing.
Right. What does that mean? He feels his breasts and says, "Oh, I think I've got cancer."
It means that doctors refuse to even test him because it's so made up.
Male breast cancer, it exists, but it's very rare. It's a very rare condition.
Yeah. I once told the doctor I wanted to get tested for like lung cancer like a decade ago from smoking, and she goes, "Unless you're coughing up blood, we ain't gonna fucking test you, honey." And I was like, "All right." So I don't think this guy's gonna get tested unless he's not even letting the doctor feel him up for lumps. Yeah.
Oh,
how far did he get?
I mean, he got the 50 grand, and he didn't refund it. So he got.
How far did he get did he play?
Oh, it hasn't happened yet. The tournament's like in October, I think.
Yeah, but he's going to be in jail, right? I mean, like they're
looking at pressing charges. But what happened is GoFundMe is refunding the 50 grand themselves, while Ryan gets to keep his dirty money. GoFundMe's chewing 50 grand, and they're going to refund everyone. And they said he's banned from the platform and he's a dirtbag, and they finally did the right thing.
Oh, he might get away with it though. He might just get to keep.
Oh, he gets to keep the money. Yeah, he gets to keep the money. Whether they press charges against him or not for fraud, we'll see. But as of now, he's just 50 grand richer. He's probably going to be at the fucking main event. I mean, we might see him on TV.
No, you think he'll be there with that?
They don't care. The main event doesn't care what the morality of people playing. They just want people to buy in at $10,000.
Now I hope he's at the main event just so we can see it.
Now I hope he wins.
I'm gonna root for him.
Yeah.
No, dude. That guy's going straight to hell. That's horrible. Cancer. I mean,
listen, if he wins and donates $1 million to cancer research,
if he donates a shitload to cancer, for sure.
Yeah.
But
get him an attorney though. He's such a good liar. Like,
cancer is one of those things that's so personal to people. Like you drive around and you see like "fuck cancer" like bumper stickers and shit. Like you can't fake cancer. That's the most repugnant shit.
Stolen valor. Yeah.
This guy's the type of guy that's gonna have the stones to push all in with pocket twos. Because
I mean, he might be a great poker player. Right. Yeah, you're right. I'm not taking any of that away. I'm just saying straight to hell.
Like, he's not playing with his own money. So
no, it's he can now enter like the not only the main event but some of the circuit events if they let you buy in. I think you have to play it. I think you have to win into a lot of those regional ones. But yeah, this guy might be wearing bracelets soon.
That would be hilarious if he won, man. What if he won and didn't donate any money and just well, then
he says he's going to donate a bunch to cancer and just doesn't.
Oh yeah, this guy's a real piece of work. I mean,
Mercer.
glad that GoFundMe did the right thing. That guy is infuriating though. That sucks.
You ready for the second good liar?
Yeah.
Next good liar is a Pennsylvania state trooper, also 37 years old. His name is Ronald Davis. And does that guy look like a state trooper?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, he does.
Several years removed from like the training qualification. So like when he had to like run the fast mile and stuff like that. Like that was a long time ago.
Several years removed from beating a man to within an inch of his life outside of a bar.
That might be closer in time. You know, you never know which weekend that happened.
Yeah. If you're given 3 guesses of what this guy does, it's state trooper, some sort of repo man, like either repossessing cars or gambling debt collector, right? And scientist. No, I'm just kidding. Not a scientist. The guy hates science.
Bouncer.
Bouncer. Yeah. Bully. Professional bully. Well, not only does he hate science, but he also hates his ex-girlfriend. This is a picture of him. She looks terrified, doesn't she? What's he doing?
Yeah, she does look terrified.
Whoa. Okay.
What's going on here?
It looks like he's trying to throw in a trunk or something.
Pretty
Look
much.
at that car too. How rusty it is. I mean, they're by a beat up ass car. She's wearing like Crocs or something, and she's
hail
like
damage?
crying. She's crying while he like grabs both of her wrists from behind. He's grabbing her wrist so hard. Are her hands like blue? I was like, what's going on with her hands?
Here he is sitting on top of her, detaining her.
I mean, and just for the listeners, this girl probably weighs 75, 80 pounds.
She's
and he's like 240.
Yeah. She's like almost like emaciated kind of looking.
Yeah, there's even a 12-minute video because they just released it.
It's alarming photographs. Yeah,
here.
I've seen the video going around online, Mark. What's in it?
Yeah, so what happened was that's Ronald Davis, the I guess former state trooper at this point's ex-girlfriend. And what Ronald did was he manhandled her and threw her into the car to take her to the loony bin while telling her, quote, "I know you're not crazy, but I'll paint you as crazy." And that's absolutely what he did. And she was committed against her will. So to rewind,
some who videoed it. Wait, whoa.
Yeah, they videoed it because he went through the process of so here's the deal with Ronald Davis. He's a good liar. He lies to everyone, including his wife and kids, and says, like, I'm a good father and faithful husband. And then he has affairs with skinny little chicks on the side for 4 months.
This explains.
And then what happens is these skinny little chicks fall in love with him and start crapping near his house and texting him like, I'm going to tell your wife and whatever the fuck else, you know. They get a little too close to comfort for old Ronald Davis. Like
he's a cop that bangs like girls that are hot that he picks up for drug charges. And
he bangs meth heads.
Meth heads, and then he says, you know, if you mention my wife's name again, I'll fucking kill you. And then he almost does. So what happened with this girlfriend of 4 months is you know, they were dating. She probably again flew too close to his son, literally. And then so he's like, I gotta get rid of her. Like, I gotta get rid of her one way or the other. And he goes, I know. I'm going to paint her as crazy. So he had a bunch of text messages where in the text messages, she referenced suicide. But like contextually, like you'll hear a quote later, she referenced suicide. So this guy's like, perfect. I'm going to use this text to label her as insane, and she needs to get help. So he goes and he goes through the court system, like the judicial system at work, and he gets some other detectives to help him, and they get a judge to issue a warrant to give her like the crazy bin, go pick him up for being crazy thing. So he gets the warrant, and they're like, do you want us to go get her? He's like, I'll handle it myself. So he takes the warrant and he shows up to a park that he knows she's at, and he beats her up for 12 minutes in the video. She suffered like injuries to her like liver, ribs, wrist, head.
I mean, he's like wrestling her.
He threw her into the gravel for 12 minutes and like punched her and like sat on her while she's like, why are you doing this? I've done nothing wrong. I've done nothing wrong.
Dude. He can hurt her so easily.
And then
like,
finally,
what the fuck is his problem?
After he's worn her out, he tosses her in the back of the car and he's like, you're going to the loony bin, and he gets her committed. But when she got out after 5 days, when they're like, she's not suicidal, she showed the full extent of the text to the police, and they were like, Oh my!
Whoops. Like he shows one, one.
Oh my God! And then the quote. What is the quote? The guy said, he said Trooper Davis provided text messages from the victim and purported them to be suicidal. He failed to provide the full context of those messages, the affidavit alleged. In fact, the text messages were the culmination of a larger domestic dispute between he and the victim. Taken in context, the text revealed her frustration with Trooper Davis and his controlling behavior, not a desire to harm herself. So like he absolutely just like framed it that she was crazy, got her committed to get her away because he didn't want to deal with her ass anymore because she was trying to like ruin his marriage. And now
it happens so often where they get away with it.
Now the video came out and he's now been arrested for felony strangulation, unlawful restraint, false imprisonment, simple assault, recklessly endangering another person, and official oppression. And he's remanded without bail. So he's
they got to throw the book at somebody like this because you got to like think about all the people that get away with this kind of shit that never get caught. They have to make examples out of the ones that do get caught, like this guy.
Yeah. She goes by MF. She's like anonymous. They won't say she goes by MF, whereas he calls her MFing whore.
Right.
Yeah. She's out there banging meth heads.
Yeah. Meth friend is what MF stands for.
I mean, that's the game he wants to play. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Like,
but I'll tell you what, when he gets out, get his ass in the World Series of Poker main event as well. I want to see the world's best liars, that motherfucker. Guys faking cancer and guys getting lovers committed to insane asylums under false pretenses. That they're going to have the stones to risk it all and go all in. That's what I want to see this October at the main event.
There should be some kind of stipulation because I mean, look, like if you're in like a fucked up relationship, especially with like a meth head, you're gonna get some footage, you're gonna get some text that can easily put them in a loony bin. I mean, this probably just gave a bunch of people an idea.
Oh yeah,
no, I think it's just very common, and people like this rarely get caught.
Wes, especially if she's a 70-pound nobody with no friends, family, and a meth addiction, and he's a state trooper, decorated state trooper. This is
easy. Yeah,
that was a slam dunk. Yeah. He should have had someone else arrest her and not beat her up on video for 12 minutes.
Exactly.
Yeah. But he wanted to. He wanted to beat her up. He wanted to make her suffer for.
Was that his squad car cam? Was that his own squad cam?
It's a good question. I think so because that was probably her beat up hoopty while she was at the picnic. So beat
the shit out of her on his own.
Brought himself in to eliminate himself. Yeah.
Ugh.
Damn. He probably just could have left her alone and all would have gone.
Yeah, just deal with her like coming close to your house and scaring you in the middle of the night, like instead of like beating the shit out of her and
if he's such a good liar, he could be like, I arrested her for meth. She's crazy,
right?
To his wife.
Yeah, exactly.
She came on to me. I didn't do a damn thing with her.
Yeah. Right.
A lot of people know what my penis looks like.
He probably just has too big a roll.
Lucky guess with the dimple on the penis.
It's getting hard to manage. I'm glad they punished him though. Like I was saying, like cops, man, they get away with like a lot of shit. And when something like this happens where they probably get away with it a lot but never get caught, they should throw the book at the dude.
Oh, he's remanded without bail.
Live comment. Chris Slate says this is 90% of PA.
I don't know if it's that high, but
he's talking about how he looks. He's talking about how he looks.
Oh, okay.
The shaved head and
I don't think it's that high.
He's not talking about that.
A bunch of mistresses, in the loony bin.
They all bang meth heads up there.
Oh yeah, another state trooper's mistress is dropped off to us. Sure, take your medicine.
Yeah, that's funny.
All right. Wes, you want to do mystery box last or next? Up to you. Either way.
I can do it last. I can close. That's fine.
All right. Okay. Well, then let's get back into the political madness from overseas. Okay. The final bit is from down under Australia, Darwin, Australia, to be exact, which I think is like the Florida of Australia. It's like on the northern tip, I believe. It's like the jungle zone, like full of crocs and people who like to party. You know,
lots of good Florida stories this week. FYI, might make the main show. They'll definitely make Florida Man Friday.
Yeah, I almost picked one day.
There's a lot of good Florida stories already. Yeah.
Patreon.com/hard factor to get in on Florida Man Friday. Plus, we'll probably, like Mark said, do a couple of them on the pod. This place is known for crocodiles and jungles, snakes and shit. Northern Australia, Northern Territory. But some political madness transpired this week, and we're just going to take it straight to News 9 Australia. And I'm just going to read an excerpt from the article while the clip plays. And then, so here it is. A woman has been charged with assaulting Northern Territory Chief Minister Natasha Foyles after an incident in her local electorate on Sunday. Foyles was at Nightcliff Markets in Darwin about 11:40 a.m. when a member of the public allegedly pushed a cream-covered crepe into Foyles' face. Police have since confirmed the 56-year-old woman in the video has been charged with aggravated assault. So
Dude, she pied the shit out of her.
yeah, got her. Nice cream pie, right?
She was
But-
smiling. The
Yeah,
lady that
she
got
was
pied was
smiling.
smiling. She's like, oh, it's a constituent that likes me. Pie.
That's what she thought, and then
Yeah.
she got cream pied straight to the face.
It was a crêpe, huh?
That's what they say. I think that Wes. I think what's going on here is that Australians
Bull
like to
crap.
say a cream-covered crepe so they can avoid awkwardly saying the word cream pie because
Yeah.
it was a cream pie,
Okay.
100%.
Even though their birds are called magpies, right?
Right,
Yeah.
but they don't want it. They want to avoid the awkward situation. So the unnamed 56-year-old woman, News 9 is saying unnamed. No. Her identity has been released. She's out on bail and due back in court on October 10th. But before she goes back, she's actually unmasked herself, and her name is Susie Milgate. And she says that it was over a health issue that the health minister, the person she cream pied, ignored during the COVID pandemic. And she added this.
Stroke and he's waiting for a heart operation. I said I need an exemption for him. And she wrote back, not worthy of a response.
That was her response?
That was her assistant. That was her
Oh no.
response. Not worthy of a response.
I don't think it was
no.
going a bit too far, though, to do that
Too
sort of
far. Now, can I ask you a question? Do you think a cream pie is an assault? It's fresh cream pie.
Well, you hit her in the face pretty hard.
No, I
with
didn't.
the
I didn't.
Making
It's not
it
even
move.
face on it. I just said hi. Boom. That's it.
But you-
There was no force behind it. Look at Alan Joyce. Everyone's frustrated with these idiots.
Kind of on her side now.
Right, with the cream pies and calling them idiots. That lady's the best.
Something kind of sexual about all that.
Dude,
Is
I
it-
know, and the
Dude,
pearl.
yeah,
and
the way
she's wearing
she
a
said
she's
cream
wearing a
pie.
pearl necklace too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you
A
think
lot
it
of
was
innuendo.
awesome? Cream pie is a
Was she talking about her husband wasn't worthy of a response? Is that like
That's what. Yeah, that's yeah. So
see,
like
you don't
she
you don't
asked-
mess with your husband and say he's not worthy of a response. That's
Yeah, she
you
was
could- you
very
could- you could
upset.
She a
sense
widow?
The pain in her
You-
voice. If she's
Wes,
a widow,
it
then
kind
if
of
she's a
implied it,
widow,
but I don't
yeah.
know. But
if
it
she's
was-
a widow as a result of the not worthy response time
Yeah.
frame, then the cream pie should go absolutely unpunished.
she's angry
100%.
regardless. I couldn't find out exactly on that.
Pain
And what
in the voice.
what also puts me a little bit more on her side too is look, here's Files, the woman that she cream pied, that Susie cream pied, showing off what she's calling a quote unquote black eye this week. Now I'm going to show you guys this.
There's no chance.
Come on.
Does Files have a black eye in that
No.
photograph?
I
Under her
see a
left,
mark.
under her left eye, she's saying.
Yeah, I see a mark.
She's got a red cheek at most.
Right,
But,
but
this
but
is her
came from
showing
the
it
other
off,
side.
saying it's unacceptable, blah, 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 blah.
I want to hear her answer about the not worthy of a response. That's what I want to
Yeah.
hear.
She didn't
What's that all
address
about?
that, Mark.
What's that
She
all
didn't
about?
address that at all. She didn't
How
address
many
it. She
peo-
said,
How many people got that response?
she didn't address that at all, Mark. She says that it's unacceptable. It was
Like,
done to
that's
her, and that
bigger
she knows
picture.
what's best for Northern Territory, and that Susie's going to court. I mean, she's got, under the law, Mrs. Milgate will almost certainly be found guilty of assault in some type of form. But as she said, it's only a cream pie. So
Also,
it's a little naughty, but
Isn't saying not worthy of a response responding?
Yeah, it's just the
being a-
worst response
It's
that
just
you can give.
It's just
it's the
horrible.
most flippant and arrogant response you can give, Mark. Yeah. But it's just a cream pie, and this one didn't get her pregnant, Miss Foyles. So
It's
I
just
think it just gave her a red cheek, this cream pie, which maybe it was a little bit hot, had some extra ingredients in it. Anyways, cheeky as always from down under.
Yeah.
yeah, good for
It's
her.
pretty
Good
good.
for Susie.
Yeah.
Good
I
for
like how she
Susie.
came out and she's like, no, it was me.
Yeah, and she was like, "Do you really think a cream pie is that bad?"
Yeah, she's the
These-
best.
You think the cream pie is the worst thing these idiots have had inside them?
I think Australians may get upset at us guys because from what I could tell, everybody's on the other chick's side. But
well, look, it's assault. I will say it's assault, but maybe deserved if her husband died and she was given that response.
We like to examine all sides here, okay?
Right.
And
the response deserved worse. Quite frankly,
I'm not one for violence, but it already happened, and the facts are laid out, and I think it's hilarious. Sorry.
Yeah. I agree with you guys. I'm with you 100%. So there we go. Team Susie.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think the mystery we kind of decided earlier. Maybe I'll save the other one for tomorrow. But we're going to talk about the mortician story that I have. This terrible mortician story. So I don't know if you guys, I know we've all lost people in our families and friends and older people or whatever. But have you guys have you been to an open casket before?
Of course, dude.
Yeah.
Both my sides of the family are Catholic, bro. So yes.
Yeah. Oh, they do it all.
I've only been to open caskets, homie. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Definitely been to at least one. My grandfather.
Yeah.
Catholics, they love it.
Catholics do love it, and this story is about I believe some Latino Catholics. So I've only been to one. I was kind of forced into one. I was visiting my friend from Kentucky, and we were going back to visit her hometown in like West Virginia, this small like shit town in West Virginia. And on the way, we got news that one of the kids there that she grew up with killed himself. And I had to go to this fucking funeral with all these small townspeople at this open casket. And Mark, you would have hated the size of the pillow they used in this open casket because he blew his brains out. And they had to cover up the back of his head with
too much pillow, too much headspace,
too much head. Yeah,
you didn't have much of a head left.
Been furious at this pillow.
Oh my goodness, they did open casket with that.
They did an open casket, man. It was fucking crazy.
That's a choice.
It was a wild trip that trip because then I like sat by the fire with people and like I had no business being there. Didn't want to be there.
That's a certain vibe, right?
Yeah,
when you go when that's the first thing you do on a trip. Yeah, that's
everyone's saying nice stories about this person. And you're like, fuck.
Yeah. And I think the kid killed himself because his best friend OD'd. That's why I'm pretty sure that's why he killed himself. So it was a very tragic time in this town, this small town in West Virginia.
In that town,
And here I come, had no business being around at this time.
Were you drinking heavily and being loud?
Of course, I was being. I think at one point I criticized suicide.
Oh, I'm sure you did.
Just a piece of shit.
Called him a coward.
He's like, well, he's not going to heaven.
Yeah, I mean, I just, I was very self-righteous freshman year of college. Still am. But it was brutal. And, that they didn't do a very good job with this kid. But, if the movie My Girl taught us anything, it's that morticians, generally, they play a huge role in these open caskets. They're supposed to give, the family one last pleasant look at their loved one. They make them look presentable, not dead, like they want to be. It's the last time you're going to see your loved one. It has to be perfect. And it's a big job, right? As Mark said, especially in Catholics, because they do this mostly, but not all morticians are professionals, right? Like the ones the Mejia family hired when their beloved son, husband, and father, Juan Chuco Mejia, lost his bout with cancer at the age of 69. Nice.
RIP. Nice.
Right. Nice. RIP.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, yeah, it's a good year to go.
There he is. I think he's on the left there. And he died peacefully at his daughter's condo in Houston. He was under hospice, and his family made burial arrangements, and they were going to take him back to Eagle Pass, where he was from. They hired the Twinwood Mortuary Services to retrieve his remains from Houston and bring them back to Eagle Pass, where the funeral would take place several days later.
Sounds nice.
Yeah, so far so good, right? But the Twinwood Mortuary Services hires morons. So two bumpkins, two bubbling idiots showed up at the condo to retrieve Chuco's body, and it was on the second floor condo, I believe. And you know how apartments and condos are. They have that first like kind of long step that leads up to the second floor.
Right. Yeah, like a platform step.
Yeah. Not very forgiving either. So the family was already kind of worried that these guys were going to be handling their dad's body. So they put him on the stretcher. They covered him up with a blanket, and they're like, and even his son Will was like, "Hey, you guys need a hand with this?" And they're like, No, we got it. No problem. We got it.
Bodies all the time,
We
man.
do this all the time, sir.
He goes from there. He goes from here to there.
Yeah, we go just a couple hours. And so as
Do you
they
work
began,
for the same company as we do?
as they began to take his body on the stretcher down the condo,
Oh no.
Will closed the door, and then all of a sudden he heard a thump, and then he heard another thump, and another thump, and another thump, and these morons had dropped the body. They lost control of it, and when Will opened the door, his dad was at the bottom of the stairs. Stretcher was tipped over. These two bumpkins are standing around, and they could see he could see his dad's body.
Yeah. Legs
uncovered.
behind his head.
Yeah,
Bent.
yeah.
His legs
Was everything
are
at least
behind his head now.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean,
he's
hey,
folded he's an accordion. He's
that's
Yeah.
tough.
broken arms.
That's tough. That's going to be traumatic. That's going to be traumatic for the whole family. But
Very true.
We could just glue his arms back on.
right, was everything still attached? Right, because if you still got attachment going on, you're still maybe
So-
okay.
Can you grab an arm?
I
Yeah.
don't. I think that he was still intact. He was a recent death, so his
Be
body
intact.
hadn't start to decompose enough to the point where he would lose a limb just by falling downstairs or a head. But so his son rushed down and was like, "What the fuck?" They quickly covered him up. His son helped him get into the stretcher, and to make matters worse, Will said that the two mortuary workers, as they were loading the stretcher into whatever fucking truck they had, the frame, I guess, pinned the son's arm between the car and the stretcher.
They injured the son
and
too.
they injured the son's arm and his
They
back.
broke his arm too.
Yeah, they injured his back and his arm.
3 arms.
So he says the employees were like, so
How
sorry.
was the ride?
Yeah. Oh, damn! What's your arm there, pal?
Yeah.
Will, the son, said that the employees initially apologized. They were like, "This is terrible. We're sorry. This is not how we operate." But then, when the funeral home, they get there, a couple days later, the funeral home denied the whole thing. And when the wake finally comes, the open casket reveals that this guy's head is just dented and bruised all over because of his spill down the stairs, which of course, as you can imagine, 4 days later,
Put a hat on him.
Dead bodies don't heal.
Yeah.
And it was extremely traumatic for the family. His mother,
He always
his
likes
sisters.
skiing. He always likes skiing. That's why he put a ski cap on him.
Yeah. And these two bumpkins denied the whole thing. They said that it went off without a hitch. The body was delivered perfectly. They denied it ever happening. And now the family is suing them for $1 million because of the tremendous mental anguish that interfered with the grieving process, is the lawsuit. That's the quote. And
That's
that
to settle.
in all probability will
It'll fall in
continue
between. Yeah.
to a
Somewhere in
future.
between.
Yeah. So they were just
What
like,
state? What state was this in?
it was in Texas.
Yeah.
Texas.
Yeah,
I think
terrible
they
for
get-
the family.
They get a max of $250,000 from a private company.
They'll get some money out of it for sure. That's a
Thanks
huge
to-
fuck up by the
Thanks to
company.
hypocrite Abbott, who's made $15 million off that tree that almost.
And
did the
most of
job.
his money was made in a lawsuit, right?
Yeah, well, he was one of the last Texans to collect on private companies, and then they
Collected.
Now
and
you can
then-
only
and
get
then-
250K,
and
no
then-
matter how horrific the injury is and stuff.
Yeah.
Seems
I don't know
fair,
if a
yeah.
funeral home in Eagle Pass even has $1 million, but
Right. Right. That's a good
tough.
point.
Really tough for the family.
When you said that, Wes, when you were like, all right, there's going to be transport between like of a dead body somewhere near Eagle Pass, I was thinking like they have to hire like probably some of the worst employees.
I was thinking
like,
they
to do
lost
that
the
kind of
body.
work, right? Like
yeah,
there can't be a huge like pool of people wanting to do that work.
it's not they didn't hire professionals. They hired
You're
people
hiring
that
like gig people.
could
Are you
drive.
sh-
They
are you
hired
sure-
people that can drive a truck.
Are you
Right.
sure he didn't have that severe dent his whole life?
Right.
Is that-
Yeah.
You're not even like, you don't even ask if they have a driver's license at that point. You're just like, hey, I need you to move dead bodies for me. Do you have a car? That's it.
Right.
That's all I need.
They
Can you
put his-
drive?
They
I'll
put
give you the
Exactly.
They put his
Can you drive?
belongings he wanted to be buried with in his dent, like a pack
Oh.
of cigarettes and like his favorite metal or whatever. Just like it's like a
that's
cup
sweet.
holder.
Yeah. R.I.P. R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Juan Chuco.
terrible.
Yeah.
Hey,
pretty fucked up.
69 years years young when he died. Looked like he had left a great family behind.
Yeah, he looked like the man. He looked like he had a few barbecues in the 60s.
You got a nickname like Chuco, you're a good time, you know.
Right.
We hope their family. I hope the family that got absolutely fucked, wins some money.
I don't know what Chuco means, but
awesome, probably like
the best
fun guy.
Chuco,
coolest.
I think it says it means filthy.
Juan. Yeah, dude.
So he's a real good time.
Sucio, El Sucio. Yeah.
Juan the filthy.
Yeah.
That was a good joke, that one.
Juan.
Anyway, so fucked up. But that's it. That's the show. Anything else we got for today?
Wheel.
Oh, wheel
spin.
Wheel. Let's go.
Wheel. Yeah.
Wes, what kind of car did they give you again at the Hertz? At the
I haven't picked it up. I pick it up Friday because I don't really need one until the weekends with my work.
Okay.
A Fiat. Let's go.
They said it's the Ford Focus or equivalent.
Ford Focus.
So it'll be like a Versa.
You know what you need to do? Yeah. You know what you need to do with that? You got to give yourself a little extra time there. Try to
don't get in an accident.
Try to smooth talk the people at the desk. See if they can upgrade you for free, because you're gonna have that car for a long time, right?
I think. My plan is just to have it on the weekends. I'm just gonna.
You're just gonna keep dropping it off each week.
I'm just gonna keep dropping it off, and what I'm hoping is.
How long do you think your other car is gonna be worked on?
Well, I'm pretty sure they're gonna total it. So I'm hoping I just get a check soon where I can, go get.
Have you Googled like the length of time this usually takes?
If they try to repair it, it's gonna be months, because the guy at the collision center told me that there's not a piece of auto glass to be found in Texas now because of this fucking hailstorm.
It's probably an exaggeration, but
he said that no, it's not, because every car in my neighborhood is fucked. Yeah, every car in the next neighborhood's fucked. Every car,
but it won't take months. It'll be like a couple weeks probably. They're gonna bring glass in.
Yeah,
glass guys are salivating at this.
But the body work too is, like the parts from Kia for like a new mirror and handles, and it's gonna be a long time. So I'm hoping they just total it and just get me a check, and I'll be done with it. So we'll see.
Yeah.
All right. Here's the wheel. Rains and pours. Yeah.
Wes.
Well, you'll have a lot of time without a car to write stories.
Yeah, I can't go anywhere, so I'll just be here writing.
Hey, well, that's good. Perfect. That's perfect that coffee got you. Hey, congrats to Eric Donahue. Live comment, youtube.com/HardFactorNews says, Home seller accepted our offer today. Me and my family are going to be home.
Let's go, Donahue.
Let's go, Eric.
Let's go.
Eric.
Wes, you gave him a let's go, right?
I did.
Yeah.
Okay.
You didn't hear me? My internet's all fucked up now.
We love Donahue.
Just want to make sure.
It's our guy. Yeah. Multiple time weight loss winner.
Yeah.
Mailman that gets attacked by turkeys.
Yeah. Anyway.
Let's go. Live score update 3-3. Bucks, Eagles.
Need those Eagles to cover.
What is the score?
They're going to turn it up.
3-3.
Did you hedge?
No. Need the Eagles to cover.
Need the Eagles to cover.
Hopefully
Go Eagles. Go Eagles. That's going to do it for the show today.
Fucking go.
Let's fucking go. We'll see you tomorrow. We love you. Have a great fucking day.